presents Hollywood. Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Lux Toilet Soap, bring you the Lux Radio Theater, starring Margaret O'Brien, Lionel Barrymore, Louis Stone, and Edward Arnold in Three Wise Fools. Ladies and gentlemen, your producer, Mr. William Keighley.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. If when you're sitting at home some quiet night, alone, you suddenly hear a sound like this, have you ever wondered what makes that shade unwind? Could it possibly be those little people, the leprechauns and the fairies whom we never see? Oh, you don't believe in them, eh? Well, then, let's see what happens to three skeptics like yourselves in Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's Three Wise Fools, based on the play by Austin Strong, originally produced by John Golden. We're fortunate in having all four stars from the original fine cast: Margaret O'Brien, Lionel Barrymore, Louis Stone, and Edward Arnold. Margaret appears as the little Irish girl who moves into the home and hearts of three hard-hearted disbelievers. Disbelieving, that is, in those same little people who are known to inhabit the bogs of Ireland. And speaking of Ireland, we have a letter forwarded by a youthful member of the Red Cross. It's from a pupil in a school near Dublin, and says in part, "Words cannot express how grateful we were for the welcome presents that you sent. The teacher let us pick what we liked, and I chose a cake of Lux soap and a storybook. Well, I'm sure that boys and girls in Ireland, as in other lands, appreciate the packages the Junior Red Cross sends, and especially their kindness and discrimination in including Lux soap. Here's Act One of Three Wise Fools, starring Margaret O'Brien as Sheila O'Monaghan, Lionel Barrymore as Richard Gaunt, Louis Stone as James Trumbull, and Edward Arnold as Theodore Findlay. Many years ago, three young suitors, a doctor, a banker, a lawyer, each was desperately enamored of the beautiful Rena Fairchild. But suddenly, Miss Fairchild fell in love with a stranger, a dark man from Ireland, so full of song and poetry that she agreed to run away with him. The three suitors discovered the elopers, and so violently did they threaten the stranger that he turned in his saddle to curse them.
I am the O'Monaghan, who's broken bread with kings and sung before queens, and this is my curse. No, not a curse. I'll make it a blessing. Gentlemen, while Rena and I are in Ireland, may all your lofty dreams come true. May you...
Richard Gaunt.
May you be the famous man of medicine. And you...
James Trumbull.
And you be the high and mighty lawyer you've set your heart upon. And you...
Theodore Findlay.
May you get your $1 million, your glittering ton of gold. And may you go side by side on a wide, smooth road. In the name of the one-horned witch of the bog of Ardee, 'tis spoken.
Well, 40 years went by, and the three disappointed suitors had become three old bachelors. Theodore Findlay had acquired his ton of gold. Richard Gaunt became a famous doctor, and James Trumbull a high and mighty lawyer. But with it all, they hadn't acquired one true friend. And so it was that the three old bachelors contemplated doing of a gracious deed.
I still say it's ridiculous, giving away a piece of property worth $50,000 just because you two are worried about how many carriages will be at your funeral.
And how many do you think you'll have at yours?
So we're making this magnificent gesture because the people of this community hate me. Is that it, Dr. Gaunt?
Why, they love you, Ted. That's why they call you Squeeze-a-Penny Findlay.
Oh, now, stop arguing. If we can buy a little goodwill with a gift, it's a bargain.
And to whom will we give the property?
To the university, of course. For years they've wanted that land to build a Greek amphitheater.
We get some wonderful publicity in the newspaper.
Yes, Paul Badger owns the newspaper, and Paul Badger hates us.
Well, now speak for yourself. Because you were the one who dispossessed his mother 25 years ago.
I'm a businessman.
Well, then, as a businessman, shut up. Jim, get in touch with the president of the university. I'll get a hold of Badger, and they can both come here tomorrow.
Well, is there anything I can do?
Yes. You go to the vault in that bank of yours and bring us the deed for the land. The deed of the old Fairchild estate.
Well, have you seen today's newspaper?
Leading citizens give university old Fairchild estate.
Well, now we can be proud of ourselves. This town won't forget us in a hurry. What is it, Fredericks?
Excuse me, gentlemen, but a little girl and a man are calling. They look like immigrants.
Immigrants? Well, send them away.
Who could they be?
Sure, it could be me and me manservant, Terence O'Davern.
Who are you, little girl?
Sheila O'Monaghan. And there's not a cottage nor a castle in all Ireland that's not honoured by me present.
Oh, Monaghan, did you say?
Yes, sir. Granddaughter of Michael D. O'Monaghan.
Well, why, it's Rena Fairchild's granddaughter.
This man with you.
O'Davern's the name, sir. The O'Monaghan servant, man and boy, for 50 years.
Well, where's your grandfather, child? Is he with you?
Grand is in Connemara. We buried him on the hill, standing straight up in his grave.
Standing up?
And why not? In life he bent to no man. God rest his soul. Granny's gone too.
Rena Fairchild? Dead?
And because of her great fondness for you three gentlemen, she commissioned me to deliver to you her most precious treasure.
Well, really? What is it?
Sure it is myself.
It's what?
Her granny wanted you to be her guardian.
What kind of parents take care of her?
She has none. Them passed none when she was a baby.
But we don't know anything about raising a little girl.
Oh, she's a smart one, gentlemen. What you don't know, she'll teach you. Bright as a new shilling.
Hold your blarney, man. But you do need a woman about. Someone to put a needle to your coats when your buttons go astray.
Thank you, but we have a tailor.
Ah, but there's no love in the thread needle of a tailor.
My dear child, please. It's quite impossible.
I'm sorry. I should have known. You don't want me.
Oh, it isn't that at all. It's simply that,
Let it go, gentlemen. Thank you all the same. God save you all your days.
If there's something we can do, O'Devon, a few dollars or so.
Aye, there is something you can do. For the blasphemous thought, I'm thinking, you can pray for me soul. Come, me lady.
Fredericks?
Yes, Mr. Trumbull?
You know, a competent butler would have spared us all that.
Yes, sir. And begging your pardon, the university president is here again.
Oh, Mr. Appleby? Oh, come in, sir. Come in.
Oh, gentlemen, there's been a terrible mistake.
Mistake?
I knew we should have held off with that publicity.
Now, what's the matter with the publicity? We think it's fine.
But, gentlemen, the deed to the Fairchild estate, the deed you turned over to me, is not the deed to the Fairchild estate. Here, look at it.
Now, what are you talking about? We bought that property from Rena Fairchild years ago.
This deed is for the Rena Fairchild property on the other side of town. 10 acres of swampland.
What if the newspaper hears of this?
No. I'll have it straightened out immediately.
Oh, I hope so, Mr. Findlay. Mr. Badger's printing another front-page story, and it would be most embarrassing if he was to...
Mr. Appleby, I'll see that you get the right deed in the morning.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, Good afternoon, gentlemen.
You half-wit. You told us for years you had that deed.
Yes, I know, but...
Giving the university 10 acres of swamp. You realize what Badger can do to us? We'll be hooted out of town.
Peter Badger won't find out about it. We'll buy it right now.
You'll buy it? From whom?
From Rena, of course. I'll cable her.
Rena's dead, you lame brain.
Well, then, the heir. Say, she's the heir. That little girl. And you sent her away.
I did nothing of the
We'll
sort.
argue about it later. Now, right now, we've got to find her. Fredericks, get the carriage.
Look at it, O'Davern. Granny's house. It's falling to pieces.
Aye, lass. There's nothing left but to take out her American citizenship and go on the old age pension.
Is it charity or proposal or shame?
But, me lady, we can't live in this dilapidated old shebang.
I know. Oh, Davern, I'm a failure. What do we do?
Sheila, girl, I'll do it. I'll go to work.
Oh, no.
I will. I'll get a job.
But it'd be like I was telling you, slavery. Why, I feel like Simon McGee.
Then there's naught left but to sell this old place
Sell it. Sell Granny's place. Don't you ever... Oh, Davin, look. That oak tree.
Hmm? What about that oak tree?
Have you forgotten? Fairies live in oak trees. The good people, the leprechauns. Glory be, they'll help us out of our trouble.
What are you going to do?
Stand where you are, O'Davin. I'm going to call them forth.
Yes, my lady, yes.
Pukin, biakis mor. Ishlug lumen onani. Darung rar, dog maglor. Belak masuan leshela.
I don't see nothing, my lady. Not a solitary fairy.
Maybe they've forgotten their Gaelic, living so long in the heathen land.
Yes, of course.
Fairies, big and small, heart ye to immortals call. Come out ye from your fairy lay, and whisk me troubles all away. Oh, please, little fairies, please come out. I need your help so bad. I know you're in the oak tree because Grandad said you were. Oh, please come out.
Not a sign of them.
Oh, what more can I do, you obstinate little things? Are you going to come out or are you not? I'm only a mortal, but I've got me dignity, and if... Oh, Davin, look.
The fairies? Where, my lady, where?
No, not the fairies, the gentlemen. Dr. Gaunt, Mr. Tumble, and Mr. Finley. Oh, excuse me, black rage, little one, but I didn't expect such quick service.
Little girl?
Hey, what have you come here for?
To talk to Sheila.
And to apologize, Sheila. To take you home to live with us.
Oh, glory.
Then you will come.
Oh, yes. Take the bags, O'Davin.
Wait a minute now. Does he have to come too?
Oh, I couldn't go without O'Davin. He's me inheritance.
Oh, very well, then.
I promised Granny I'd take care of him. O'Davin's a drinking man, you see.
You might have waited till they caught me at it, my lady.
Bring her back to the carriage.
Fairies, is it, in the oak tree? If there is any of you in them branches, I hope you know what you're doing.
Well, speak up, Jim, speak up. Did you see Judge Watson?
Gentlemen, our worries are over. We have become the legal guardians of Sheila O'Monaghan.
Good. What does she have to say about it?
Tickled to death. You should have heard her telling Watson how much she loves us.
What about the deed to Rena's estate?
Nothing to it. Judge arranged that, too. The child gets the $50,000, which we will hold in trust for her, and the property's ours to turn over to the university. Here's the deed.
Well, I think this calls for a little toast. To our dear, beloved little ward, what's her name again?
Sheila.
Oh, yes, Sheila. Long may she live.
But not with us. I've wired Miss Marlowe's school in Philadelphia. They'll be glad to enroll the child any time we wish.
That's excellent. The best place for her.
For me, too. I'm sick of going around with a silly grin on my face just because the kid wants me to look happy all the time.
Come in.
Begging your pardon. I have the honor to announce her most sparkling present, Miss Sheila O'Monaghan.
How do I look?
Well, you look very nice, my dear. That's a new dress?
Oh, yes, brand new. O'Davin bought it. And you should see the others. Boxes and boxes.
All charged to you, sir.
Oh, fine, O'Devron, fine. I hope you took them all on approval.
Oh, but I do approve, I do. O'Davin, fetch me a new cake, please.
Aye, my lady.
Wait till you see me know. A doll's house. Is that for me, too?
No, that's not a doll's house, my dear. That's a model of a Greek theater. The biggest in the country.
Entirely faced with marble.
And if it hadn't been for you, Sheila, they could never build it.
Me?
Hmm?
Yes, it's going to be built on your granny's place.
And you're going to make a lot of money out of it.
On Granny's place?
Mm-hmm. And this is the paper that gave us the right to sell it.
Sure, 'tis a wondrous strain of good inside of you. But then why shouldn't you be wonderful men? With Grandad's blessing on you.
Yes, Sheila, he wished us each a broad, smooth road, and we have had pretty fair going.
Yes, that one-horned witch certainly did all right by us.
One-horned witch?
Uh-huh.
Not the one-horned witch of the Bog of Ardee.
Yes, that's the one. Bog of Ardee.
Oh, no. Then it wasn't a blessing. It was the curse of the most terrible old witch in all Ireland.
Well, he wished me $1 million, Sheila, and I've got it.
Oh, you poor darling. I must take the curse off of you.
Some other time, Sheila, some other time. Tomorrow, maybe, huh?
Oh, no, now, this very minute.
Oh, now, Sheila, let's be sensible about this.
I am. three of you. You're tottering on the edge of a black pit.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Hush now. Cross your fingers whilst I break the spell. Hark ye, one-horned witch, I call you forth and command you to take the curse off of this builded house. I, Sheila, granddaughter of Michael V. O'Manahan, do here now break your evil spell on the doctor, the banker, and the judge. Fly that broomstick to the bog of Ardee. Begone. 'Tis I, Sheila, hath spoken. Wish, wish. There, that ought to do it, gentlemen. Now, if you excuse me, I'll get up to me frying me.
Sheila, you're taking that paper.
But isn't this the paper Judge Watson told me about? The deed?
Yes, but we've got to have it to build the Greek theater.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to build a theater for the Greeks someplace else.
Why?
Ruining Granny's place would be like sticking a knife into me heart.
Well, this is a fine kettle of fish.
What was all that about, milady? A theater and a piece of paper.
Oh, they just wanted to give me a lot of money for Granny's old place.
And why?
To build a theater for the Greeks on it.
A theater for the Greeks?
Yes, all defaced with marble.
I tell you, milady, there's an odor of larceny about this house.
I don't smell anything. Or do I?
Oh, no,
or
darling.
Davern, you've been...
Maybe one little drop toward me bones, yes. Now, that paper, you keep it in a safe place, milady.
I'll keep it in my bosom. Come on, let's get upstairs.
Come in. Sheila, well, you're supposed to be asleep.
I just wanted to kiss you goodnight, Dr. Richard.
Well, you said good night downstairs.
Not really. You can't say goodnight to anyone you really care about without a kiss.
All right. Kiss me and make it quick.
I won't kiss you while you're looking like an old lemon.
Well, I don't feel like smiling. I've been smiling all day. And what's that piece of paper pinned to your nightgown?
The deed to Granny's place.
Oh, it's deed. Oh, well, now, if you were to give me that piece of paper, I think maybe I could smile.
I'll make you smile without the paper.
Young lady,
even.
I haven't laughed in years.
Do you know what a laugh is, Dr. Richard? A laugh is a little ball of air with a tickle in it. And it starts in your tummy and goes up to your esophagus, trying to get into your mouth. Sure, there's one inside of you now.
Stop tickling me, you undersized female.
But the poor thing's lost its way. It's crawling up your spine. It's coming out of your ear. I can see it. It's hopped onto your chin. It's crawling down your jawbone. Look out, doctor. Don't open your mouth or it'll jump right in. I told you. There's your kiss now. Good night, Dr. Richard. And may God sit on your pillow.
A bubble with a tickle in it. What are you laughing at, you chucklehead? You're in trouble. Yeah, right up to your esophagus.
I'm sorry if I disturbed you, Lawyer James.
Well, I was only reading. What else do you want?
To tuck you in.
Tuck me in.
I have to take care of you now that you're my guardian.
My dear young lady, you're not taking care of us, we're taking care of you. That's why we must... Well, that's why we like to have that paper back.
I'll hear no more about this paper. Now, squiggle down.
Wiggle down? Me?
Yes, so I can tuck you in and kiss you goodnight.
You want to kiss me goodnight? Why?
Because I love you.
Oh.
Has no one ever tucked you in and kissed you goodnight before?
No, not for a very long time. And I'm an old man now.
You're not old. Sure, to hear you talk, you think you were Mr. O'Brady himself.
Who's Mr. O'Brady?
Mr. O'Brady's a man who will never die. Granda told me about him. You see, Death came a-calling to Mr. O'Brady one day. Come along, me lad, says Death. It's time for you to join the ranks. And Mr. O'Brady says, sure, and I'm willing to go if you grant me one small wish. Well, says Death, since you're so obliging and courteous and not causing me any trouble, what is it you want? You spared me life until I say me prayers, asked Mr. O'Brady. Sure, and I'll do that, says Death. Well, since I have your word, says Mr. O'Brady, I'll never say me prayers again. And he never did, and he never will. so he'll live forever. Good night, Lawyer James. I'm off to Mr. Finley's room now. And may God sit on your pillow.
Well, I'm glad you came in, Sheila, because I want very much to speak to you.
Is it about Granny's place, Banker Ted?
Sheila, don't you want to be rich and have a lot of nice green money with the president's pictures on it?
Sure, if I had a lot of money, no end of terrible things might happen.
What terrible thing?
Sure, I'd just give it away to some poor people. And chances are I picked the wrong one. There'd be Mrs. Murphy, for instance, all dressed up in a new sealskin cape, swishing down the street and snubbing her neighbors with her nose in the air.
And who is Mrs. Murphy?
And coming home with a breath on her that would knock the legs off from underneath the table. And poor Murphy, standing by the sink with the dirty dishes up to his neck. So what does he finally do? He throws her out into the gutters, and along comes a beer wagon.
And who is Mrs. Murphy?
She's the woman I gave me money to.
Then why give it to her? Why not keep it?
Then I'd be like you, and that would be terrible.
Why?
The everlasting torment, the fire and the brimstone.
Oh, I see. I'm going down to the bad place.
It says in the book, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. Mr. Finney, you've just got to get rid of your money. But don't worry, I'm here now. And when I'm finished with you, you won't have a penny.
Well, thank you, Sheila. That's just wonderful. But right now, I think you're sleepy, so run along, my child. Run along to bed.
Well, now that you've wakened us, Ted, suppose you tell us why.
Don't you know it's past midnight?
Oh, stop shouting.
I've
got it. See? The deed to Rena's property.
How'd you get it?
Why, I walked in my sleep, of course. I must have walked right into Sheila's room and taken it.
A sleepwalker, I guess. A thief, you are.
Oh, Devon.
Yes, fresh from your cellar full of whiskey.
You drunken baboon.
Aye, and if I were not a drinking man, I'd be asleep in my bed. And who'd be protecting me sweetheart from you?
I've got the deed, Devon, and I'm keeping it.
Keep it, then. And in the morning, I'm seeking out my new friend, Mr. Paul Badger, the journalist.
Oh, I see.
Suppose now I was to whisper in his ear a few of tonight's doings, eh? 3 old schemers stealing a poor orphan's birthright.
Give me the deed, Ted.
Wait. Oh, Devon, how would you like to earn a quick $1,000?
Now, wouldn't Mr. Badger like to hear that innocent remark?
Give him the deed.
Oh,
Give it to him,
All
Ted.
right. Here it is.
Thank you, sir. And I suggest you keep your hands off it till the little girl gives it to you of her own free will. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, you blackmailer.
Oh, while I think of it, I'll thank you to lay in a stock of Kilgallen's Irish whiskey. I much prefer it. To your afflictions, gentlemen.
In a moment, we'll return with our stars, Margaret O'Brien, Lionel Barrymore, Louis Stone, and Edward Arnold in Three Wise Fools. Meanwhile, here's Libby Collins, our Hollywood reporter. What's new and exciting, Libby?
Something that's sure to please a great many people everywhere, Mr. Keeley. Warner Brothers have made the record-breaking stage hit Life with Father into a fascinating picture. And I had the time of my life watching them make it, too.
It's great to see the unforgettable Day family in action again. I'm sure movie fans will take William Powell and Irene Dunn to their hearts.
It's such fun to see their 4 sons with their bright red hair, including William Powell.
With his elegant red mustache. No wonder they made the picture in Technicolor.
Now, I was so impressed with the details of the costumes and the settings of the early 1900s. And I just love those adorable little bonnets Irene Dunn wears. You know, I couldn't resist asking her how she liked being a strawberry blonde for the picture. And she admitted she was a bit startled every time she looked at herself in the mirror.
Well, now, I can't understand that, because I think that coppery hair is extremely becoming. What do you think, John Kennedy?
Why, I was completely dazzled. But with that lovely Lux complexion of hers, how could I be anything else?
Oh, I should have known. Lux girls always affect you like that, Mr. Kennedy.
They certainly do, Libby. Me and every other man with an eye for beauty. There's something irresistible about a fresh, radiant complexion.
Clever women know that. No wonder lovely screen stars like Irene Dunn are so faithful about their daily Lux soap care. Especially when it's so quick and easy.
Libby, Won't you describe how screen stars take their active lather facials?
Well, here's all there is to it. They just smooth the creamy, fragrant Lux soap lather well in, rinse with warm, then cold water, and pat with a soft towel to dry. Irene Dunn says it's a wonderfully effective care.
Yes, these Lux toilet soap facials really make skin lovelier. In recent tests by skin specialists, actually 3 out of 4 complexions improved in a short time. So here's a beauty hint for women everywhere. For lovelier skin, try the beauty soap 9 out of 10 screen stars recommend. Here's Mr. Keeley at the microphone.
Act 2 of Three Wise Fools, starring Margaret O'Brien as Sheila, Lionel Barrymore as Dr. Gaunt, Lewis Stone as Trumbull, and Edward Arnold as Findlay. The deed to her grandmother's estate once again is safe in Sheila's keeping. A situation which finds 3 elderly and desperate bachelors coming up with an inspired solution.
So it's all fixed, Sheila. We are not going to tear your grandmother's house down.
You're going to build a theater for the Greeks someplace else.
We're going to move the house someplace else, right here in our own garden.
But won't that take a powder of money?
My dear Sheila, where your happiness is concerned, money is no object.
Sure, it is a great kindness. But the house has fallen to pieces. You not have that old shebang cluttering up your beautiful garden.
Shebang? You mean you don't want the house? You don't even care about it?
Why, no.
Then in heaven's name, why don't you give us the deed?
It's the tree.
What tree?
Granny's beautiful oak tree, where the little folks live. And the roots turn in the branches. Oh, they've been there for ages.
What little folks?
The fairies, the leprechauns.
Oh, the fairy.
You mean little things about so high?
Oh, they're all sizes, Doctor. Some as big as I am.
Oh, come now, Sheila. You're much too big for such nonsense.
But it's true. What do you suppose makes your window blind fly up when no one's around at all?
A window blind.
And what do you suppose happened the first day I came here?
Well, what happened?
Well, you didn't want me. Well, as much as me little finger. And who helped me then? The fairies.
The fairies?
And I turned around, and there you were. The most wonderful godfathers in all the world.
Well,
What was that?
Just like I said, a little leprechaun playing with the window shade.
Gentlemen, I suggest we adjourn.
Well, Richard, I've just been to the university. Appleby give us a few more days to deliver that deed.
And if we don't deliver it, then what?
That's all Badger's waiting for. He'll nail us to the mast.
Richard, Jim, come here. Where's Sheila? Where's she?
In the garden with O'Dowd.
Good.
What's the matter with you?
Would you listen to me just a minute? The fairies never leave an oak tree till the roots have died.
How you ever accumulated $1 million, I'll never know.
Well, that's what Sheila said, isn't it? That's why she can't have the tree moved, isn't it?
Well.
Well, I've got the solution. Just now, while I was at the bank, a parade went by. Dugan's Lilliputians are in town. They'll be at the vaudeville house all week. 30 perfect midgets for the band. And I've hired them.
You what?
Yeah. I've told Dugan exactly what to say. So tonight, right after dinner, you and I and Sheila are taking a walk to the Fairchild estate.
Look, Sheila. A 3/4 moon. Do you know what that means?
Yes, it's the favorite moon of the little folks. And it's a fitting night for them to be gallivanting.
Well, that's why we thought it would be nice to walk over here, Sheila, to the oak tree. There's no telling what we might see.
Wait a minute. Where's O'Davin? Wasn't he coming with us?
I'm afraid O'Davin is a bit indisposed. He said he got lost in your cellar.
Oh, Sheila, that man. That man's nothing but a drunken old...
That's enough, Jim. That's enough.
I told him where he'd be. He said he'd follow us if able.
Well, there's no need to wait. Now, let's start looking for the fairies, huh?
Then close your eyes, everyone. Pookin biages more, Eish le bloomin on their knees. Darun rar, dog maglor, the latmat ruin vekilla. You can open your eyes now. You can. Look, the tree, in the oak tree.
Music. I hear music.
The good people, they're there. Oh, don't you see them?
Yes, dear, yes, I see them.
Listen, someone's talking.
Fellow leprechaun, our fairy queen has asked me to explain why she has ordered us to move out of this tree. We are leaving because the heart of the roots is dying. Yes, our tree has angina pectoris and is no longer a fitting home for us little people. In fact, the poor old thing should be cut down and put out of its misery.
Sheila, did you hear that?
Yes,
The fairy queen has found us a new home far away. So let us depart while the moon's on the rise and the dew's on the grass. Come, little people, away, away.
There they go, Sheila. There they go. Their packs on their backs.
I've seen them. Oh, take me home. One small body can't stand any more. The little people.
Well, you two old goats, did I solve our problem or didn't I?
Why, the child's convinced she saw the fairies. She's upstairs now, probably dreaming about them.
Yeah, but where's the deed to Rena's property? She still has that, hasn't she?
Shh, quiet, she's coming. Why, Sheila, we thought you were asleep.
I was asleep, almost. And then I took to thinking. I have everything my heart desires. But you haven't what you want at all. So if you're still set on the theater for the great, here's the deed to me property.
Oh, thank you, Sheila.
You can put the old tree out of its misery or do anything you want. It's not because I saw the little people. It's because you saw them. I know you believe because you saw them too.
Yes, Sheila. Yes, my dear.
Good night. And may God sit on your pillow.
Good night, Sheila. Good night.
Good night, my child.
Well, boys, this deed goes to Appleby tonight. I'll take it myself. The university gets its property, and the little girl has seen her fairies.
I think I'll go to bed.
Yes, I think I will, too.
Well, pleasant dreams, boys. We're sitting pretty.
Miss Sheila, ma'am, excuse me for interrupting your breakfast.
Yes, Cedric.
Well, there's a policeman, ma'am, with a message from old Davern.
Oh,
They
Davern.
picked him up last night in a brawl, miss. The message was he'd be obliged if you'd come and get him out of jail. Shall I call Mr. Trumbull, miss, or the doctor?
Oh, no. Tell the policeman to wait. I'll be ready in a minute.
Now, just a minute, O'Davern. Are you trying to tell this court that you were attacked last night by supernatural beings?
Judge Watson, Your Honor, that I was. We met up, we did, at the edge of the Fairchild estate. And seeing as how they were the little folks trudging down the road, I invited them to join me at Murphy's Liquor Emporium.
And they went with you. The fairies went with you.
Well, sir, there we were on our way, when one of them, a North of Ireland runt named Dugan, passed a certain remark about me dear Uncle Seamus, now deceased and departed.
Will you kindly get to the point?
Naturally, I remarked right back at him and doubled it. And then his pusillanimous lump told me to shut up, or he'd knock me kneecaps off. Now, there was where I made my mistake. They all fell upon me, thousands of them. I was up to me belt buckle in fairies.
You were up to your belt buckle in whiskey.
Oh, Davern.
Oh, me lady, oh, praise the saints.
Here. Just who are you, little girl?
You remember me, Judge Watson? Sheila O'Monaghan.
Oh, yes, of course. The little Irish girl.
And now that she's here, Your Honor, she'll tell you I did see the fairies last night.
Oh, yes, sir. A whole tree full of them.
Now, just a minute. Well, more visitors. Come in, Mr. Trumbull, Doctor, Mr. Findlay.
How do you do, sir?
How are you?
I hope you'll excuse us. We just came to get the little girl.
Certainly.
But, gentlemen, Davern's in trouble. His Excellency doesn't believe that we saw the fairies last night.
Sheila, we mustn't interrupt the court.
But I'm just asking you that you tell the judge what you saw with your own eyes. You did see the fairies last night. You did.
Sheila, dear, what difference does it make?
Don't you see what you're doing? You're sending O'Davern to prison for telling the truth. Well, why don't you speak?
Gentlemen, did you see fairies last night, or did you not?
Sheila, my dear, it was just a sort of a game, my dear.
Yes, dear, just a little game.
Then you don't believe. And after you saw them leaving the tree.
Oh, never mind, darling. Never mind, milady.
But there must be fairies. There must. I couldn't live if there weren't. I wouldn't want to.
Sheila?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Come here, child. Here to the window.
Yes.
You too, O'Davin.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Are those the fairies you saw? The little people out there in the prison yard.
The little folks, they're here. A miracle.
But they're not fairies, Sheila. They're midgets. Dugan's midgets from the Vaudeville Theater.
But, Davin.
The judge is right, milady. Midgets. Just humans, darling, who never grew up. And me swearing 'twas pixies I met up with.
And if they're humans, the real fairies are still in my tree. And they're going to cut it down and kill them all.
Sheila, my dear, we did it only to make you happy.
Make me happy. You make me wish I were dead.
They'll if release the midgets. The case is dismissed.
Well, thank you very much, Your Honor.
I'm not through with you. I want to see all of you right away in my chamber.
And that's what they've done to her, Your Honor. And that's why I say they're three contemptible, low-down weasels.
Are you drunken? Judge, I demand O'Devon be thrown out.
Before you do any demanding, Mr. Findlay, I suggest you answer his accusations. Did you hire Dugan's midgets?
Yes, but only...
And second, is it true or not that you brought this child into your home only to acquire her property?
Your Honor, please, now...
Well, Dr. Gaunt?
Yes, it's true. It's true. We were in a difficult situation, and, well, it seemed the simplest solution. But we've changed since he came to us. I can't explain it, except we've never heard a little girl laugh before, or waited for a good night kiss, frightened to death she might forget it. You couldn't take her away from us now, Judge. Why, we wouldn't be able to... Well, hang it, man, we love her.
How can you love me? Dressing up little humans to pretend that they were fairies.
But, Sheila, we do love you. You're the only one we've ever loved, except your grandmother. Now, please, tell Judge Watson that you want to stay with us.
And I'll buy you a pony, Sheila, a nice red pony.
A red pony. You can't buy love for pounds and pence.
I was so happy last night. I thought that you believed in the fairies and how they'd help you get rid of your sinful old money and lead you into heaven. But it's too late. I can't go back with you.
You won't have to, Sheila. Mr. Findlay, Dr. Gaunt, Mr. Trumbull, consider yourselves discharged as the child's guardian.
But Judge...
Bailiff,
Yes,
sir? Get the matron. We'll arrange to commit the child to the State Home for Orphans.
Oh, no, I won't go. I won't go.
But this is absurd, Your Honor. She has plenty of money, the money we paid for her property.
And I'll not touch a penny of it. Not a penny.
Your Honor, she's a Monaghan. She can't go to an institution.
Sorry, O'Davin, there's no alternative.
Yes, sir. Oh, look at you. Three wise men. After what you've done, it's you who should be put in an institution to rot behind bars for the rest of your selfish lives. Three wise men. Three wise fools.
That'll be enough of that.
Oh, Davin, help me, please. Oh, Davin, help me.
No alternative, he says, darling. Over me dead body there ain't. Come on, me lady, run.
Stop. You'll never stop. You'll never find
Run,
me
me lady,
again.
run, come on.
We pause now for station identification. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
In just a moment, Margaret O'Brien, Lionel Barrymore, Louis Stone, and Edward Arnold will return in Three Wise Fools. Our guest tonight is proof that miracles can and do happen in Hollywood. She's lovely Janet Leigh, who at the age of 19 has been chosen for one of the most important screen roles of the year in Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's The Romance of Rosie Ridge. Won't you give us a few highlights of your success story, Janet? And don't be modest.
Well, I really haven't had a chance to catch my breath yet, Mr. Keeley. Everything's happened so fast. First came my contract, the studio, and then my first picture role in a romantic drama of the period following the Civil War. And, well,
You know who the hero is, Mr. Keeley. So you'll understand why I can hardly believe my good luck to be playing opposite him.
The popular Van Johnson. And he has the most versatile role of his career in that picture. A two-fisted fighting man.
Oh, Van does some fine singing, too. American folk songs to his own guitar accompaniment. Well, it was also fun to work with such a famous member of the cast as Thomas Mitchell.
A truly splendid character actor. How did you like going on location for The Romance of Rosie Ridge in the High Sierras?
Oh, it was rugged, but it was beautiful up there. No contact with the outside world for 2 weeks, so I had to be sure to pack carefully. Well, when I know Mr. Kennedy will be interested to hear of one suggestion I got over and over again.
I'm thinking of a certain beauty soap that's rather popular in Hollywood, Miss Lee.
Yes, Mr. Kennedy. Everyone said, be sure to take a supply of Lux toilet soap, as though I'd forget my daily complexion care. I've been using Lux toilet soap for a long time, you know.
Maybe that's one reason the studio didn't even make a screen test of you, Miss Lee. Any cameraman knows a lovely Lux complexion always photographs like a charm.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
Hollywood stars and starlets know how effective Lux toilet soap care can be. The rich, fragrant lather makes Lux toilet soap their favorite bath soap, too. It's truly Hollywood's own beauty soap. Thanks for being here tonight, Miss Janet Lee. All good wishes in your bright new career. Here's your producer, William Keeley.
Act 3 of Three Wise Fools, starring Margaret O'Brien as Sheila, Lionel Barrymore as Gaunt, Louis Stone as Trumbull, and Edward Arnold as Findlay. Several hours have passed, but neither the police nor the frantic efforts of the three old bachelors have revealed any trace of Sheila and O'Davin. Slipping through town, the runaways have halted at an iron front gate. On it, a bronze plaque reads, St. Mary's Convent.
But, darling, you can't. You can't enter a convent.
Me mind is made up, O'Davin. I'm denouncing the world. Sure, 'tis nothing but a great ball of meanness and lies.
But we could run away, milady. Out west. Kentucky. Or Maine. We'll become Indians.
No, O'Davin. Thank you, but no. Me place is in a convent. What more can I do with me wasted life? So let them cut off me hair and have done with it.
Oh, what's to become of me? Left to die in a drunkard's grave.
Oh, me poor, poor man. But you've got to be brave. I'll be praying for you every second beat.
Oh, worry.
You promise me you'll have no more dealings with Mr. Kilgarron's Irish whiskey.
Not a thimbleful. Not a whiff.
Then go, Davin. Go now. And God keep step with you.
What time is it now, Richard?
It's 10 minutes to 10. And in 5 minutes, it'll be 5 minutes to 10. And if you ask me once more, I'll ram that clock right down your throat.
Well, I can't help it. I'm worried.
You're worried.
Go on. If it hadn't been for you and your midget flea circus, Sheila'd still be here.
Oh, sure. Blame me. Anytime anything happens around here, it's my fault.
Yap.
Yeah.
For 40 years, I've listened to your yapping. I'm getting tired of it.
All right, I'll leave this house tomorrow.
Good! I can't wait to get your room fumigated.
Gentlemen, she insists on seeing you.
Who insists on seeing us?
I do. See you I will. I'm Sister Mary Bridget from the convent. I come for Sheila's clothes.
Oh, you found her?
She found us, poor little tyke.
Oh, thank heaven she's safe.
Sister, you have influence in this town. Help us get her back, please.
I hope you'll never get her back. I've just been to see Judge Watson. There's a fine boarding school upstate. I'm taking her there myself tomorrow. So send off your man to fetch her clothes.
Get her clothes, Fredericks?
Yes, sir.
The three biggest men in this town, are you? The three blackest sinners.
We tried to buy the property back, but they've already started to clear the land.
I know all about it.
What we did was wrong. Now, we know that.
And what do you know of the mind of a child? Denying her the fairies, calling them superstition. Would you be denying Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and the stork? You took everything from her she believed in. And now she wants to die.
But surely there's something we can do.
The only thing I know is to save that tree.
But that's impossible.
Is it? Before I let 'em cut it down, I'd nail myself to the trunk and make 'em cut me down with it. Ah, but you won't do anything. You just haven't got the courage or the love. I'll wait in me carriage for the child's clothes.
Hello, Acme Contracting Company.
Hello, Mr. Johnson. This is Quinby.
Yeah, you got that ground cleared yet?
That's just it, Mr. Johnson. It's that big oak tree. When we came to work this morning, he was chained to it.
What are you talking about?
Dr. Gaunt, he's chained himself to the tree. We can't cut it down.
Yeah, but you gotta cut it down. Wait, I'll be out there in 10 minutes. Hey, Sam, get hold of Appleby at the university right away. Now get back to work, you men. I think I can take care of Dr. Gaunt.
Oh, you can you?
Yes. Now, what's the idea of chaining yourself to this tree?
So you can't cut it down, that's why.
But we gotta cut it down. We gotta clear the property, don't we?
You're not cutting down this tree.
Dr. Gaunt. Oh, Dr. Gaunt. What on earth's the matter? Who chained you to the tree?
He did it himself, Mr. Rapp.
You're not cutting down this tree.
But, Doctor, people will think you're crazy. You'll be ruined. Come on, open the padlock. Where's the key?
I gave it to a gopher.
This property belongs to the university. I'll call a policeman.
Well, go ahead.
You starved to death.
Well, then tell him the flatfoot to bring me a sandwich.
I'll tell him. Now, will you guys get back to work?
It's another of his tricks, Henry.
Oh, Davin!
That's all it is. It's another trick.
Oh, where is she, oh, Davin? Is Sheila here yet?
Here? So you can hurt her again?
I don't want to hurt her. I'm just trying to save her tree.
Well, then you believe?
Would I be doing this if I didn't?
Look me in the eye. Do you believe in fairies? Yes or no?
No.
So I was right. It is a deception.
Yes, it's a deception, yes. But don't you see? I'm trying to give that child her faith again. Now stay here, old Davin. Help me convince her.
She's coming here?
I sent Fredericks to the convent.
She'll not budge a step after what you've done to her.
Then you get her yourself. You've got to now. Now, before they take her out of town.
I'll try.
And hurry, old Davin. Hurry. Well, Dr. Gaunt. Mr. Badger. What do you want, you buzzard?
Always said you'd wind up in chains.
Yeah.
Where are your accomplices? Where's Findlay and Trumbull?
I don't know.
Stand by, boys. Take down everything he says.
We will, boys.
Few of my reporters. Oh, Mr. Appleby's here, too, I see.
I brought the policeman, Doctor. Now, unless you give us the key to that padlock, we'll cut you loose with a hacksaw. Where's that key?
Go ask the gopher.
Oh, come on, Doc. What's the idea?
You wouldn't understand, you pot-bellied pencil pusher.
Just give us one little reason for all this nonsense.
I have chained myself to this tree because it's the home of the fairies.
Fairies? What fairies?
You really believe that, Gaunt? I don't see any fairies.
Well, neither do I. But they're in this tree, all right.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I'll take care of this.
Well, Mr. James Trumbull.
Oh, I hate to say this, Mr. Trumbull, but I do believe Dr. Gaunt has lost his mind.
Save your breath, Jim. You wouldn't believe in fairies if I showed you their birth certificate.
Richard, what you're doing is a wonderful thing, but it won't save her tree.
I know that.
What's the good of it, then?
Well, at least it may restore her belief in, well, if not in fairies, at least in human beings.
But Sheila's gone, hasn't she?
Yes, I sent O'Davin for her. If he brings her here, she'll realize that at least one of us hasn't let her down.
Oh, I see. You mean that no one here believes in fairies but you? None of these good people?
Jim, I love you.
Thanks. Well then, Doctor, I'm standing here with you until they dynamite us out.
That's a great idea. Now, but I guess we better try the hacksaw first.
Well, Mr. Trumbull, don't tell me you believe in fairies.
Your skepticism does you little justice, Mr. Badger. The manifestations of the supernatural have been known throughout the ages.
Hallelujah.
Get that, Charlie, word for word. Tell us more now, like what do fairies eat?
Honey, of course. Honey and garlic.
And what do they drink?
Grasshopper's milk and sap. You sap.
I got her. I got Sheila.
O'Davin!
Oh, come on now, gentlemen. Let us through here.
Play along with me, James. We've got to do it. We've got to put on an act for
Yes, I know. Look, Richard. Up on that limb. There. 5 of them. 5 pink fairies.
Imagine. And they're all strumming their harps.
Harps?
Well, can't you hear them?
Yeah, of course I can. Yes, I can hear them as well as you can. Well, Sheila, hello, my dear.
Good morning. Oh, Davin, they can see the fairies and I can't.
Ah, but you will, milady. You will.
Look, Doctor. There's another group. And they're eating oatmeal.
Oatmeal? Nonsense. That's buttercup mush.
Do they believe, oh, Davin? Do they really believe?
They do indeed, milady.
Oh, Sheila, darling, Sheila.
You do believe. You do believe.
Can you forgive us, my dear? Can you?
Oh, I love you. I do love you.
Now don't cry, Sheila. Please don't cry now.
I won't. Where's Mr. Finley?
We don't know, Sheila.
There he is. Conniving over yonder with Mr. Appleby. Why isn't he with you, protecting his tree?
I don't know, the overstuffed miser.
I'll take care of him. Excuse me, milady. I'm about to beat up on me first millionaire.
All right, boys, get those saws and axes.
Well, chains or no chains, we won't budge an inch.
Come on, stand aside, little girl. Come on.
Oh, no. Please don't cut it down. Please don't.
Hey, you better take her, Mr. Badger.
Oh, no. Don't cut it down. The fairies. You'll kill them all.
Sheila, dear.
Let the tree alone. It's all fixed. The tree can stand.
What did he say?
Look what I've got.
A check.
A check for $1 million. $1 million. To Mr. Finley's. Sell us back this property, he said, and I'll give you $1 million. Ted did that. So I accepted, naturally.
$1 million? Naturally.
We'll make it into a park, he said. Then the tree can stand forever.
Not just a park. Findlay Park. That's part of the deal, Appleby.
Mr. Finley, you gave your last $1 million to save the tree.
Well, why not?
Oh, Ted.
Sheila's forgiven us, Ted. Can you?
No, I guess I'd better. Looks like you two will have to take care of me from now on.
Oh, was there ever such happiness? And we have the fairies to thank for it. The glorious little creatures. But I wish I could see them like you do.
Show 'em to her, Ted. Show 'em to her. See, there. Oh, that's second trench.
Oh, yes, why, certainly. Now concentrate, Sheila. They're right up there on the... Well, of course you can't see them. The words, Sheila. The incantation.
Oh, me poor head forgetting again.
Now shut up, everybody!
Cooking viaga small. Eish laglunin on the knee. Darun rar, dog na glor. Verlas masoon let hilla.
Well, Sheila? Well?
I can see them. The fairies, they're there.
You bet they are, darling. Right in the middle of Findlay Park.
The curtain falls on a splendid performance from our 4 stars. And here they are at the footlights. Margaret O'Brien, Lionel Barrymore, Lewis Stone, and Edward Arnold. Sure, and it's a fine accounting you gave it yourself, Margaret, my darling.
Shouldn't I thank you, Mr. Keeley?
You almost had me seeing those little people myself.
What does a leprechaun look like, Margaret?
Oh, they have big ears and pointy turn-up noses.
Can you vouch for that for sure?
Well, of course, there really aren't such people. Or maybe there are.
As you said yourself, what makes that window blind go and fly up when nobody's around?
Could be the sound effects man.
Right, Margaret. And I can see you're right about another thing, too. Lux toilet soap. I'm sure that nice, smooth complexion means you use it regularly.
Oh, I do. I use Lux soap every single day of my life.
And that's more evidence that you're a very wise and up-to-date young lady.
Well, you know, Bill, Margaret's added another skill to her many talents out of Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
So I understand. Learning the ballet for her newest picture, The Unfinished Dance.
Well, that's quite an accomplishment, Margaret. Was it difficult?
No, but in the middle of making the picture, I hurt my toe and couldn't dance.
Oh.
Well, is that why they call it The Unfinished Dance?
No.
Oh, why do they?
You'll have to go to the theater and find out.
But coming back to your toe, Margaret, did it mean that you couldn't dance in the ballet?
No. Mr. Pasternak, the producer, promised me I could be in the ballet. So he postponed shooting it until my toe healed.
Well, Margaret, you must never break your promise to a little girl.
Did you ever dance ballet, Mr. Barrymore?
No. No, I'm afraid I'm hardly the type.
Did you ever toe dance, Mr. Arnold?
Only on other people's toes.
Well, I don't know about his dancing, Margaret, but Mr. Arnold gives a fine performance for MGM in The Hucksters.
Thank you, Bill. And speaking of pictures, what are you doing on Lux next Monday night?
We're fortunate in having a delightful and nostalgic play in 20th Century Fox's Margie, starring Gene Crane and Glenn Langan in their original screen roles. Margie is a warmly sympathetic story of teenage romance, its trials and triumphs, joys and heartaches. A play that's filled with the spirit of youth and humor and brightened by the lilting tunes of the 20s.
I love Margie, Mr. Keeley, and I'm sure your audience will, too. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And thanks for a wonderful evening. The Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Lux Toilet Soap, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday evening when the Lux Radio Theater presents Gene Crane and Glenn Langan in Margie. This is William Keeley saying good night to you from Hollywood.
Margaret O'Brien, Lionel Barrymore, Lewis Stone, and Edward Arnold appeared by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of The Song of Love, starring Katharine Hepburn and Robert Walker. Heard in our cast tonight were Bill Johnstone as Terrence, Janet Scott as Sister Mary, Earl Ross as Judge Watson, and Ira Grossell, Earl Lee, Charles Seal, Tony Boris, Norman Field, Eddie Marr, Clark Gordon, and George Neese. Our music was directed by Louis Silvers. This program is rebroadcast to our servicemen and women overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. And this is your announcer, John Milton Kennedy, reminding you to join us again next Monday night to hear Margie with Gene Crane and Glenn Langan.
Spry.
When you're safe and fry.
Spry.
For your cake and pie.
Spry.
It's your shortening by. Rely on Spry.
Want fried foods crisp, golden, better tasting? Try Spry, the pure vegetable shortening for delicious, better tasting fried foods. So digestible, too, the Spry way.
Rely on Spry. S-P-R-Y.
Be sure to listen next Monday night to the Lux Radio Theater presentation of Margie with Gene Crane and Glenn Langan. Stay tuned for My Friend Irma, which follows immediately over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.